Hello and welcome to Bleeding Tree Gaming. My name's Amy, aka Warpfiend, and today I am joined by
Luke, aka SirMime.
And today we are talking about the big reveals. We saw everything from Age of Sigmar 4.0, the box set, and as you can see, I've started with this beautiful Skaven lad here.
Oh yes, the Claw Lord himself.
Yeah,
Oh,
on a Nor beast.
So
I can't help but.
Oh, sorry.
I can't help but see the similarities between this and the mounted character from the Cruel Boys last time. What was it, like the Swamp Dredge thing? But it's a cool style. So yeah, I'm happy to see Skaven get something similar.
So he was so prominent in the trailer. It was always going to be really interesting to see how it translated to the actual model, and it's literally everything I thought it would be. Really,
Yeah, it's amazing. Like the Nor beast is so just gnarly and messed up and bedraggled. Like it's been crawling through sewers and stuff. I love it. And the Claw Lord, they haven't really gone too far out of the typical like Skaven Lord aesthetic, but he's got little touches, like he's got a little horn on his head, which I don't know many Skaven that have horns. Obviously, some of the more mutated ones, maybe.
It just sparks back to the kind of Claw Lord on foot design, but very polished.
Yes, yes. I love his little rattling gun and his big warpstone spear. And that's a perfect use of a tactical, not quite rock, more like tactical bit of ruin. So yeah, let's go through the rest of the Skaven then, because Skaven first up are just the ones that really needed the upgrade. I can't wait to see what else is in store after seeing these. Look at this Grey Seer. That's absolutely fantastic.
It was one of those things like when there was like a lot of rumors about Grey Seer being like an updated model, and I think a lot of people were kind of like, oh, the one on Screaming Bell's like good enough and everything. But after seeing this one, like it's just
this just reminds me of the old metal one from back in the day. There's something about the pose it's like a very flat pose, like a two-dimensional pose. The way his arms are out, but it just looks so cool and so.
Also, the sculpts nowadays, they're doing such a perfect job of milking nostalgia glands of like poses you remember and things you kind of like feel that the original model might have looked like if you haven't actually looked at it for ages.
Yeah. It's like that, or like the cover art from the old books. That's what you see nowadays. Yeah, other than that, there's the Rat Ogres. And finally...
I was drifting in and out of consciousness this morning when the live stream went up. I remember the last thing I kind of saw before I kind of went to sleep was like the Rat Ogre reveals, and they filled my dreams for the rest of the night afterwards.
And these are really cool. Like, they've definitely gone for a more kind of like technological abomination thing with just all the masks and missing limbs and stuff, which is I like it. It's cool. They were talking about how they've modeled the musculature more on kind of gorillas and more kind of cross between quadrupeds and bipeds. So
they mention as well in their little chat that they did that it's like a multi-part kit, so it might not be like, hopefully it's not going to be push fit or anything inside the box for him.
It'd be really nice if these are all the multi-part kits and you've got loads of options with them. Like, especially Rat Ogres, being able to build like loads of different options sounds fantastic. I really like these designs of them.
I can't wait to see how big these actually are tomorrow. Like they definitely look huge, like in the comparison shots.
Finally, Games Workshop can retire that poor old Rat Ogre kit.
The one that's always in the begrudging fist down on the floor, like one arm up, like
yes. The goofy as hell ones. So We also have this Rattling Warp Blaster. This is the one that the sprue got leaked ages ago now. Really nice to see it. Yes. Beautiful. I just love the idea of just Skaven weird technology and like the mix of like kind of crazy technology, but also it's actually being pushed by a bunch of Skaven, because slave labor's cheaper than to like power the wheels, I guess.
More to the firepower. And they, again, like everything I wanted from the trailer has been translated into a model just perfectly on this.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, it looks so cool.
He's having the time of his life up there on that
gun. Definitely. See, there was little rat men pushing it along. So obviously we've talked about the Warlock Engineer, still looking as cool as ever. Also, the clan rats. They did mention that each of the clan rats is only 2 pieces, though. So they.
They kind of went on, didn't they, saying that although there's detail, they should be easy enough to paint for someone, even if they're not the best painter in the world. So hopefully, getting the 40 of them, I think you get in the box done, shouldn't be too low.
Yeah. Well, it's always the thing, like, when you've got loads and loads of models, you got to clean up all the mold lines, cut them off and all that. Yeah, having 2 parts, easy, simple. I like it. I like it. Also, the Warlock Giselles we saw the other day. And that's it for the Skaven. What do you think of the Skaven selection?
It's really nice, and I can't wait to see what actually comes out when they get the like proper release into the edition.
There's got to be
a fair few rumored things.
Yeah, but I can't wait for that. It's about time Skaven got a proper re-release, and I love it. I love it. Right, on to Stormcast then, and to start with, we have this boy, the Lord Vigilant on Gryffstalker, and I think this is just an absolutely stunning model. I just can't wait to see some like competition paint jobs on this thing.
He does look fantastic. Just the actual mount itself is. I mean, they had like the Griff charges and things before, but like this thing's a whole different animal. It's
this seems like the apex of that kind of thing, where we've seen similar like models before, but this is just like they've got all the details, they know what they're trying to express with it, and it just all comes together really, really cool. And there we have like the other sides of him. Right, the Lord Veritant. Now this is the one that had the Griff Hound with him. Yeah, it's a very cool model.
The description of him saying that he's so devoted to hunting out chaos. I love the fiery sword, like carrying your own flaming torch as well. It's just always an interesting thing on the model. It's
you've got to have the kind of like religious zealot with fire on them, basically. That's such a big part of like all Warhammer. It's got to be in there somewhere.
For some reason, it's always a turning point to me choosing an army. Good old religious zealotry.
So there's also the Lord Terminos, and this is from the Ruination Chamber as well. So he comes with like one of these, what do they call them? The guys that remind them that they're human, basically. That's a very cool axe. I love that axe. It's massive.
Memorian Squire.
Memorian Squires, yes. And that's a solid model. It's a very different kind of pose to. I don't think we've seen many Stormcasts with that kind of pose, but that Memorian is basically again, it's just a chaos cultist. Like, I'm totally gonna use that.
Honestly, like chaos cultists, watchers in the dark for Dark Angels players and stuff.
Yep.
I've even seen loads of people say that already that their Lord Terminus they'd quite like to convert into a Custodes character and things.
Oh yeah, I can see that going really well. Like a Custodes executioner. That'd be amazing. Yeah. So we also have the Night Quester. Now this is like the classic one, the one that came with Warhammer Quest. Originally was a Night Quester. And this is like, yeah, again, really nice sculpt. I'm not sure about his hair. I haven't really had a close look.
I wonder if he's going to have a helmet option or anything, but I do like the kind of the look on his face, like squaring off to like what he's pointing the torch at. And
yeah, I can kind of see that. Like the posing in general and the way the hair kind of flows around there, I guess. But I just wasn't sure from a distance what's going on his forehead.
It's one of the weird things, like he's probably the least interesting of all the characters in this box for the Stormcast, but he's still a really cool looking model. It's like
yeah. I mean, there's loads you could use that for. I've got him painted in the what are they? I can't remember the names of the Stormhouse. Is it Hallowed Suns or is that something else? The gold one.
It's been a long
day. Podcast where we forget everything once again. The Reclusians, saw those before, obviously, looking resplendent. The prosecutors as well. Oh, God, I love these prosecutors so much.
I would have thought they would have maybe like showed them with like the helmet on option for like this reveal, considering I think when they revealed them, they made a big fuss about saying, "Oh, there's a helmet option for them."
Yeah, that's an interesting choice. I guess we'll see. Hopefully, we'll see tomorrow when we go down to Warhammer World. Yep. So that's all the models, including the Liberators there. Also, they showed off some of the stuff from the core book, which is a beast. It's 272 pages, and it looks really nice. They show they've got all
folding out maps of all the realms and everything.
Yeah. I do like when they include kind of maps and like visual representations. Like, I'm sure a lot of people who are heavily invested in the Age of Sigmar lore don't really need this kind of thing, but I just like to see them.
I say, like, the core book's always a great place for like someone, there's always someone new to the lore that's having a read through the core book and finding out something that they didn't know before and to carry on the interest.
Yep. So we have there's obviously some lovely artwork and description of all the realms and stuff. Introduction to every faction in the game. And then like they've got some kind of showing of the rules, and they haven't actually shown how the core rules are laid out. I don't remember seeing.
I say it's very brief in a trailer. It just kind of shows you like there's just a bit that says something like muster your armies, and then you briefly just see like a little page that shows you like some of how the core rules are shown. But
I still want to see how they've laid up all these ability boxes, because if it's just box, that's going to be kind of confusing. Whereas if it's more like a nice layout, which I'm sure they'll come up with, I want to see how it's done anyway.
I love the fact that General's Handbook's just a selection of cards now.
Yes, that seems great. So it's 17 cards, including the rules for the 24 to 25 season. 2 battle tactics cards with all 6 universal battle tactics and the 8 Grand Alliance battle tactics, plus all 12 double-sided battle plan cards. So that is everything you need to play in the current season on top of the core rules. That's a really handy way of doing it.
I say, because even though the General's Handbook isn't exactly like the biggest thing in the world to look through at the minute, it is still kind of having to flick between the page that tells you how you score things to changing over to like spell page or whatever. And
they say there will be like a full General's Handbook coming, but just having it all on cards, I love that idea. Keep doing that, please. Although obviously, like a pack of cards once a year is not so bad, but any more than that, and it's probably going to be taking the piss a bit.
The Spearhead thing being its own full book as well. I literally thought it was going to be something in the core rule book for Spearhead. It's like,
yep. So another full book, 144 pages this time. So this is like a thick codex as it is.
And I thought I misread that when they said about it on Spearhead, but it literally says like every Spearhead or Battle Force box that's out already. This is rules for every single one of them.
Yeah. All existing Spearhead forces, as well as the Sons of Behemat, and 2 new Spearheads made from models in the Skaventide box. So yeah, that's a lot of books you get in there. I'm really impressed. I can't wait to play Spearhead. I'm really excited. I think I might expand the amount of armies I play if Spearhead is as good as it seems to be from all the information they've given us.
Oh no, we're not both going to walk away with another box tomorrow.
That would be tragic.
Oh no, tragic. My arm's been twisted.
So on top of that, now I don't know about you, but I did not get a chance to watch the sample Spearhead game. Unfortunately, I was too tired by that point.
I did, but like the sound quality on it wasn't particularly that great. Like I had my volume on max, I could barely hear what they were saying. Still, it was it did look really interesting.
So they showed a lot of shots of this. I was kind of nodding off. There was like the scenery pieces, the double-sided scenery mat you get. There's obviously all the cards and the minis from the box. It seems like what you get in the starter box, like you won't be using all of it for a Spearhead force. You won't be using all 40 clan rats. I believe there's 20 in the actual Spearhead.
Yeah, thankfully you don't get like the Giselles in the Spearhead game by the looks of it.
Yes. See some of the scenery, it's cool. It's like the Azerite stuff, but they've got it all kind of like defaced by Skaven, and I'm assuming that's kind of carved in all that graffiti stuff and not just freehand, but that is very interesting. There's like a bell there, so yeah.
Because they'd mentioned scenery in the box previously, and it's enough to play your Spearhead games, and it's really nice looking scenery still. So it's always a bonus. It's always a bonus.
Yeah, you cannot go wrong with that. I think is that some kind of measuring stick there? Yeah.
I must admit, like I was getting a bit confused because in like that game they did live, like they were going on about some kind of like magnetic measuring thing, but I don't think that's this.
Right, okay, yeah, that's cool. It's got little rats and skulls on it.
Oh, close up on that looks amazing. I'm fully had a chance to look at it myself yet.
Yeah, I guess that's just like a plastic thing that they've painted in the studio, and not like it comes like that in the black and bronze. Yeah, there you can see the scenery more close up.
Bell and like the skeleton held up in the window, and
these little warpstone kind of brazier things here. Yeah, that looks cool for a starter game. Looks fairly easy to paint. I
was kind of hoping like scenery was going to be kind of more kind of urban looking and everything. It's like really cool, like little, city walls here and things that have been defaced.
Yeah, I definitely like. They showed a lot of stuff in towers and kind of like city siege poses. So yeah, I guess there's going to be a new kind of scenery range coming soon to keep up with this edition, and that should be exciting. Look forward to that. That's all your cards. Yeah, that is everything in the box. I believe there was also this little kind of spread of everything in the launch box, and you can see there's 40 clan rats. You've got your 3 Giselles, your 3 rat ogres, the warlock engineer, the Dudar on thingy. Yeah. So yeah, it looks like there's going to be a huge amount of stuff in this box, including the scenery and the 2 books. So
like 50 Skaven models alone. Is it 74 miniatures? I think you get in total.
The big question is, how much do you think GW are going to charge for this?
Oh, I don't know. Especially as well if they launch it after this intended price increase thing that they've just announced as well.
Are we talking 180, 200? It seems kind of like the price you're expecting to pay these days.
I say it's got a massive core book, and then it's got another book that they'd probably happily charge you like another 30 quid in there for.
Oh yeah, easily.
Oh, I just don't know.
Yeah, it's gonna be pricey. It's gonna cost you an arm and a leg most like, but oh, it's tempting.
I say I'm definitely getting it as soon as I can get it on pre-order. If I have to rob a bank, I will.
Don't admit that on the podcast. We'll talk later.
The one thing I do want to say about this, though, is, I mean, I haven't delved too deep into the depths of the internet yet, but all I will say is all I've seen is overwhelming positivity off people for this box set.
Yeah, it's made a lot of people very happy, I think, and yeah, it's certainly a good looking box, and I can't wait to see the rest of the Skaven and the Stormcast stuff that's going to be hopefully shown off fairly soon.
It's a tough one to say because, like, yeah, obviously Skaven, everyone's been waiting for ages to get updated models on, and Stormcast you can't move without tripping up on a Stormcast model, but
yeah,
they do look really nice, the Stormcast in this box, and I am probably just about as excited for the Stormcast as I am for the Skaven.
That's a good box when you're excited for both factions. So yeah, we have our demo game at Warhammer World tomorrow. We're going to be reporting on that Sunday evening. There's also coming up tomorrow the 40k and Heresy Necromunda reveals. So I'm sure we'll be reporting on that. Maybe we can rouse Autumn Witch from a slumber to partake in that one.
Once we go back to the 41st millennium, sure.
Yes. Well, we've been Bleeding Tree Gaming. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and we will see you in the next one. Bye-bye.